All right, I have the hind quarter all cleaned off. I trimmed off all of that outer skin, the same as I did on the front quarter. I wanted to lay it on the table here and kind of show you what I'm taking out next. This is the hind quarter. This is the back. The ribs would be here. Of course, the rest of the body would go that way. All the ribs have been cut off and put in the sous vide. But I wanted to show you an important piece to get. This is the back strap. I'm just going to move all this back, but I wanted to show you where it was. Just got that back quarter hung up now, get it out of the way. But this is the back strap in here. Now, if you're taking your moose to the butcher and you're not processing your own moose, this is a piece of meat you should try and get out yourself if at all possible. You should try and get in here. You go right along that backbone, right up tight. You can feel your knife go across it. And this is, next to the tenderloin, this is the next best part. We'll say. And you just keep going, just roll it out. Roll it out, roll it out. You'll see feel your knife go along the bone. We'll cut it off here. And there you go. Beautiful piece. And that is the back strap. And what I'll do is clean this up a little bit, get rid of some of that sinew, some of the darker meat, and then cut this into beautiful steaks. This here's a wonderful piece of meat. We'll get at that later, but that's the back strap. So there it is. Here's the back strap. You can see we have some sinew along here. We'll just shave that off. All this can go into ground or sausage. We'll get rid of all that sinew. We just want to clean this up as best we can to make some really nice steaks. We'll get in here. There's a piece right along here. Cut that off. Flip it over. Have a look. Everything looks good. Maybe a little shave back here. There's a bit of sinew. We'll just get that off. There it is a little further. Now, this, you want to turn this into steaks. So we'll just get a different knife. This knife for it, you just one nice slice through. So we'll make about 1-inch steaks. This is what you're going to want to put on the barbecue. Beautiful steaks. And that's it. We'll get into that hind quarter next. Hind quarters hanging here. I just find it easier to do hanging off of a hook to get these couple cuts of meat. And it's also nice, of course, when I trimmed off the outside, I got the plate or the hip plate gone back there. And I'm going to take out the sirloin now. And the sirloin tip, so here's his knee. And you can see kind of the orientation, the back, the front, and you just, to this bone here, you cut up, cut into it, get your hand in and hold it. You run into a bone, and then you just run right down the bone, and the whole thing's going to fall right into your hand. So this is the sirloin roast. Take it all off. There it is, whole. Put that on the table to work with it. That's the sirloin tip. So what we're going to take off next is the top round, bottom round, and the eye round. And for this, I peel right down this bone. Get your knife in and fill it down either side of this leg bone here. All the way down. Same with this side, all the way down and around. You can feel the bones in there. Just follow the bone. There we go. Straight out. This one all the way down. So for the rounds, I'm just going to get a different knife. For the rounds, we want to just go ahead and cut straight in to here. And then what you'll find is you cut around, and you cut around on this side. And the meat is going to do all the work now. We're just going to let it fall right into your hand. You can see that all the connective tissue is up in here, right up inside, and you just want to get that meat falling off the bone. And it starts to just, gravity starts to do all the work for you. Got to get it started, and then it goes. Here it goes now. You can see coming right off, falling right off that bone, all the way down. You get your hand under it. It is going to fall eventually. There we go. cut across, get all that meat you can, and there you go, big old slab. And that's all the different rounds. We'll leave that there. We'll leave this hanging, and we'll go ahead and start trimming all that up. Well, we're back at it for day two. I got the sirloin whole, and I still have the rest of the hind quarter all laid out, put in the fridge overnight. I brought it out this morning to finish up. I just wanted to show you the butcher twine. So what I do for butcher twine is I just have the roll inside of a little box here with a hole in it. And then I just put that down on the ground at my feet, and I can pull the butcher twine up and go ahead and tie a roast. And I'm going to tie this roast. First thing we're going to do is get some of this separated out. There's some different pieces in here. I'm not familiar with them. Like I said, I'm not, most certainly not a butcher. I'm a fellow that enjoys the outdoors, hunting, and I also enjoy cooking. So this is just a challenge I take on every time I get a moose or some friends get a moose. So this is the sirloin. That's working good. Get this lie flat. We'll take off some of this outer silver skin or sinew or whatever it may be. Get rid of most of that. All that'll get skinned down. Keep going at it. Keep going at it. Get it all off. Some of that dark meat from hanging it. Get rid of that. Across here. We'll call that a sirloin roast. We'll go ahead and grab that string, and I'm just going to go ahead and tie this. And what tying it does, it helps it cook more evenly, and it sort of holds it all together nicely once it is cooked, so you can cut it up nice and easy. And this will allow me to cut this into a few roasts. I'll try and get a close-up here of how I tie this knot. I believe it's called a butcher's knot. I've seen lots of different ways to tie knots. This is just simply the way I was shown how to tie. So what happens with this knot is you tie it and it actually falls over on itself and locks it into place. And then I put a second knot. You want to come around, slide it under, 2 fingers on the twine, wrap your fingers around, pull the trailing end through, and then just give it a little pop, and it's set. The knot's set now. I put this in for reassurance. We'll do one more. Slide it under, come around, 2 fingers on the string, twist it around, and pull that tail end underneath the other piece of twine. I'll try and get one in slow motion, and hopefully if it's of interest to you, you can make out the knot. I call it a butcher's knot. I don't know if it is, but that's what I call it. That's sirloin roast, all tied up and ready to go. I'm going to leave this one whole. I'll use it as a roast for a big gathering. Some friends get together. I'll just square up the edges, square up the ends. That'll all go in to be trimmed. Square up this end. There we go. Beautiful sirloin roast, ready to be cooked. We'll get into these rounds now, and there's very easy to tell where the muscles will separate. You just chase that in. I'm just going to freeze this and see if I can show you where the different cuts of meat are. So here's the top round, then the bottom round, and right here in the middle's the eye round. Chase that all the way in. You can see how this is coming apart nicely here. Just keep pulling that out. Get it that round. This is the eye around here. We're going to pull out now. You can see, you can just tell you're just following the muscle. You can see how it just comes right apart. So this is the eye around. This will all need to be trimmed up. That's the eye around. We'll clean that up. Get this rolled over and turned a bit. We'll get these two rounds separated. You can see there's some big veins and pieces in here. Get these separated out. There's a big gland here, I think it is. We want to get rid of that. We want to get rid of all these veins and just have all this separated into your couple major muscle groups, which is the top round, bottom round, and eye round. And there's that gland right here, and there's a vein. Get rid of all this. From here, it's just a continuation of the same process. Pull the big pieces of meat apart, cut the sinew out, cut it up for ground or for sausage. And if you find a piece that looks big enough that it can be a roast and there isn't a pile of sinew in it, go ahead, put roast on the package, throw it in the slow cooker down the road. It's going to be delicious. Still moose processing videos to come, and remember, moose, elk, deer, caribou, it's all very close to the same. You can use any of these techniques for all those different animals. Be adventurous. Don't be afraid to process your own moose. Just dig in and go at it. It's still going to taste delicious. The cuts of meat might not look perfect, but hey, you did it yourself. Stay tuned and follow along for more hunting and cooking videos coming real soon.